Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good morning. How are you all doing today?
Proud to be here.
Great.
Good, good. Great. You ready for pizza?
Yes.
Okay, good, terrific. We're going to keep the introductions here at the beginning to a minimum because we have all the students coming very shortly. So we begin our meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. We're going to have Peter lead us in that today, if you'd be so kind.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Hi.
Oh my God, it's so good to see you. How we doing? Oh, look at all the faces. Good to see you. Hi, buddy. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good. We have 10 outstanding students here today for you all.
We have 10 chairs.
All right, 10 chairs.
Either way,
Excellent.
you get to talk first if you're down
Come
there.
on in, guys.
Good morning.
There you go. We can hand whoever wants to go first the microphone. Jump on in there. Yes, up here. All right.
Principal of our high school.
Yes, give her a round of applause. She's wonderful. Yes. Everybody good? You guys all comfy?
Great.
So we are so grateful that you're having us here today again. This group of seniors, outstanding group, class of 2025. Do you believe it? Can't believe it. The seventh graders are what? The class of
2030.
2030. Mine's
No,
blown.
that's freshman.
Oh, that is freshman.
Oh, God. It just gets worse.
It does. It does.
I can't.
It's unbelievable. Right, 25.
Yeah.
So, exciting news. I don't know if you've heard, but we have some members of the Super Bowl bound football team here. Right? So exciting. So, yes, bring it home, right? It's like the little choo-choo train that hasn't stopped. They just keep going, but they work very hard. Athletic Director Treveri pushes you guys, right? Pretty hard. So if you want to talk football, it's at that end. All right? But today, what we wanted to do was just make sure they had the opportunity to go around. We also have one other big announcement that I wanted to make. We have a student who yesterday learned that she is a Questbridge National Scholar finalist and is getting a full ride to Boston College, Miss Emily Doolin. So her sister Alina was here last year. Alina graduated last year. Alina graduated last year, and she was a Questbridge National Scholar and ended up going to Holy Cross. So it's a wonderful opportunity for the students and for the Doolin family for them to be able to go to such prestigious schools. So we're so excited. Just got the news yesterday, and I told her I was going to share it with the world. So here I am sharing it. So what we'll do is, again, every year they have some guiding questions, but definitely ask them any questions you want to ask them. They're very personal and outgoing. We have the class president here. She'll tell you all about it, and we'll just go around. So are there any questions first for me? I'm Lindsay, by the way. I remember most of you. Any questions?
I've already asked you, but you've already answered me.
Yes.
You hope to retire from Mashpee High School.
I do, like time's ticking, like not too far off, hopefully. But it's a beautiful place to be, and I know I say it every year, but I do love my job, and I love working with students, and I love the team we have at Mashpee, and Principal Brady is such a positive, wonderful addition to our team that we couldn't have asked for more. It's very beneficial for us, and teaching and learning are on the forefront, and that's what matters for our students and future of education here in Mashpee. And this collaboration with you and the students, it just means everything. It's a cycle of life, right? It's beautiful. Okay, so we'll start. Who wants to kick it off?
I'll start.
Logan. Awesome. There you go. Is it on?
Logan.
Yeah. All right, you get him, Logan. Go for it.
My name's Logan. How are we? I'm Logan Senior, obviously, at Mashpee, and today we're here to talk to you guys. And so I applied to a couple colleges already, and those were Temple, Quinnipiac, Rutgers, Emerson, FSU, a couple others. I've only heard back from one, Temple University, and they accepted me, which is good. So I'm trying to hear back from those. And like Ms. Kett said, I'm part of the football team. We are going to the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night,
Buy your tickets online.
you know what time?
We can send you the link.
Okay.
5:30, right? 5:30? Yeah, 5:30. Yep. We're against Uxbridge.
Yeah.
They're a pretty good team, but we're gonna win.
That's right.
Yeah.
Put it out there in the universe.
And for my senior project, I'm thinking of doing a documentary on, we have this club, it's called Team Activists, and we use this website called Open Street Mapping, and we map communities that were affected by natural disasters, and they don't have like everything mapped out. So we mapped those communities where there were roads and, you know, hospitals, so they can find care if they're injured. So I'm gonna do a documentary on how that is helpful in communities and why people should do it more. That's a little bit about me. Any questions? Yes.
What are you gonna do for a major? Have you thought about that?
Yes, so I'm gonna try and do film and cinematography. That's why I'm trying to do documentary. Yep.
You got two Quinnipiac graduates here,
Do it.
Joyce and myself, and my son is also a graduate from Quinnipiac.
Did you guys like it?
Oh, loved it.
What was your favorite part?
My contact there is no longer there, I take contact. That's how I got my son in.
What position do you play? Running back and outside linebacker.
What's your number so they can look for you on TV if they're watching you?
22.
22,
Oh, that's my
good
favorite
number.
Is it?
Yeah. What's your position?
Running back and outside linebacker.
They usually play both sides of the ball, right? Offense and defense. Powerhouse little team.
Small team.
How do you keep your energy up
Um,
on both sides?
A lot of practice. We practice every day for a good amount of time.
How do you like the new field?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot better than grass. So
Okay,
there's some turfs that are better, but I like this field.
okay.
Good job, Logan. All right.
Hello, everyone. My name's Ben Squarsha, and thank you guys for letting us be here. It's great. So, my plans are to do business in college, and my favorite, like my passion is just sports and football. So I'm hoping I can turn my career into working for a pro sports team and just getting kind of the business field of sports, because it's just kind of always intrigued me growing up. And so, with that being said, I'm also play football here, where I'm a captain with also my two buddies here. And some of my family, I'll figure I'll add to the Quinnipiac. My sister goes to Quinnipiac, just a lot of ties there. And so I've applied to roughly about 10 colleges. I'm still debating whether I want to play football or not. So I've applied to some smaller schools such as Endicott, Bentley, or maybe I'll be able to play football. But I've also applied to bigger ones like UConn, University of Pittsburgh, and I've been accepted at Pittsburgh. That's the only one I've heard back from. And that was because I have some family out there. So that's going to be cool. And this year on my senior project, I'm going to be doing the Credit for Life Fair, which is kind of, we have like a big assembly. It's like, it happens every year, but it hasn't happened the last couple of years. So I'm kind of bringing it back with our new financial literacy teacher. And it's just kind of to promote like financial literacy amongst our like seniors and hopefully juniors too, we can get involved. Because I think one of the big problems is financial literacy amongst young adults and just being responsible. And I'm hoping that can help boost my reputation almost moving into the business aspect in college. And so if anyone has any questions, let me know. Love to talk sports, anything.
What position do you play?
I also play running back and linebacker.
Oh,
Yes.
good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
And Credit for Life there is in a partnership with Cape Cod 5. So Jim Curran there, he works closely with us. It's a wonderful affiliation that we have with them. And they bring a lot of people from Cape Cod 5 in to work with the students on the financial literacy program and really those life skills that you need prior to graduation. Definitely something that all students, we need to make sure they all receive it before they leave. So, and Ben came back from a huge injury. Ben is like resilience right there. He had a difficult time last year. He had an injury and didn't know if you were going to play this year, right?
Yeah, I fractured a couple like vertebrae in my lower back and set me back a bit. But so that's what's keeping me on the edge of playing football or not. But
Yeah,
I'm just glad to be back because I'm feeling good right now.
right.
I'm excited.
So good. And a lot of them are still waiting to hear from their colleges. About 53% of the class of 2025 applied early action. So they had all their, actually Ben was the first one to apply in August to his schools. So they'll start to hear over the next few weeks. A couple of students are already starting to hear, but some of the schools will not release until end of December, early January for early action or early decision. And then there are also students who are applying regular decision, just in case you're wondering if why they haven't heard yet. But I think everyone here has applied already. Yeah, everyone's already applied. So they're starting to slowly hear back. And now they're in their financial aid aspect of things. FAFSA, CSS profile, scholarships. We'll be working on those soon. So that's exciting. But all right, thanks, Ben.
Thank you guys.
Hello, my name's Dominic Mattiotto. I'm a senior. My plans next year are to go to college and study marine biology. I'm hoping to play football or lacrosse or both. I applied to the University of New England, Roger Williams, UMass Boston, Florida Atlantic University. I think that's it. Yeah. I play football. I'm the quarterback and safety. I play basketball and lacrosse as well. I'm a part of the Red Cross Youth Club at our school. Yeah.
You don't have any spare time.
No, but it's fun. I enjoy it. It's playing with these guys, and my other teammates are the best. Yeah.
Did you start at KCC? Have you been here your
No,
whole?
I moved here in first grade. I was born in Florida.
Yep.
I moved here in first grade. I've lived here since, and I've enjoyed it. I love it here. Yeah. Yeah. So I want to study marine science. I've lived here since first grade, so over the summers, you grow up going on the water, you grow up going to the beaches, so, and I've always enjoyed science class, like the experiment part side of it, so I've kind of combined those two things together to further, hopefully, study marine science.
What's your senior project?
I'm in the School of the Career internship. I'm hoping to intern with the town conservation agent who takes care of the like local conservation areas in our area. So I just emailed him. I'm setting up times to talk to him and set up my internship for the winter and springtime. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, my name. All right, good start. My name is Michael McGrail, and I want to say thank you guys for having me here. I'm very honored to be a part of this, and I want to go into the business field when in college. And I've applied to schools like Bryant, Bentley, Babson, all the B's around here that are business schools. I'm thinking about smaller like class sizes in college because I like kind of like the one-on-one experience with like teachers and stuff like that. I think that's very important. It's like how I learn. I'm a part of both math and National Honor Society for our school, and I play soccer and baseball. Unlike these guys, I'm the only soccer player in the whole grade.
Yes. Keeping it going.
We're not as good as the football team, so I won't mention what our record is. Don't worry about that. But my senior project is going to be the baseball alumni game because I think it's important to like see all the players that have gone through our school, and I'm also doing the fundraiser for it. So it's a great way to like have like new opportunities and meet people you never met, but they've all had like the same experiences as you. That's basically who I am. That I just like to be outdoors. I'm an active person rather than just sitting inside, and doing homework. I still do my homework though. I still make sure to do it, but
Avoids homework.
no. I do my homework, but I like to be outside and be active and enjoy nature.
He enjoys his directed study. He gets his homework done then during
Yes,
the school
I make sure to
day.
do my homework in
He has
school when I have
excellent
time.
time management skills.
Yes. And I've been at Mashpee my whole life, so it's a big part of like who I am, and I've been in this nice community, and it's good to meet all you guys, and thank you for being here. Any questions for me? Other than the record for the soccer team.
Well, and you play for Coach Pat Nod, who just was accepted into what?
The Coaches Hall of Fame, so.
Way to go. I don't know if you know Mr. Pat Nod. He was a
well
school
deserved.
counselor
Yes, he is.
for over 20 years at Mashpee, and he's still the baseball
Yes,
coach.
he's an amazing baseball coach too.
Yes.
So-
And you're going to Florida this year, right?
Yeah, so every 2 years we do a Florida baseball trip, and we go down for spring break for the whole week and just play baseball.
And where do you stay?
The Jackie Robinson Training Center, so it's a great experience.
Yeah, a lot of educational components to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a pitch for what you're gonna need for money.
Well, so that's a good thing because like it is like a good amount of money to go there, but there's always fundraisers that we do. We always go to like dealerships and like clean up around there, help out as much as we can. So there's a good amount of fundraising.
They sell raffle tickets, so if you
Yep.
see them out selling raffle tickets, please buy one because it helps them get down to
Yep,
Florida.
yep, exactly.
What positions do you play in soccer and baseball?
In soccer I play defense, and in baseball I play shortstop. So
Good range.
yep, pretty big role. What was your question?
Since you're going to Florida during spring break, is it my opinion, that you're just gonna play baseball?
Yeah, that's all we're doing.
Just baseball.
That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, some fun time. I mean, baseball's fun, so it's a good trip. Anything else? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Melania Fry. Thank you for having me, of course. A little bit about me. I was born in Italy. My mom is Italian and my father is, well, he was in the Army at the time, and now he's in the Coast Guard. So I grew up in a military family. I've lived all over the place. My family, we originally come from Pennsylvania and Virginia. So I've lived in Virginia, New Jersey, North Carolina, Kentucky, and here. But I've lived here for 4 years, all of high school, thank goodness. So throughout all of that time, I've had a lot of hobbies like in common. I've been painting for a long time. I've played the clarinet for 8 years. I've been doing band forever. And my passion is writing. I want to be a scientific journalist. So a lot of my extracurriculars, like my senior project, the immigration project, they all have to do with writing, creating narratives and stories and things like that. So my senior project, we interview immigrants in the community, and I know many of my friends here are actually involved in it. So I take these interviews and I write them into like a one-page narrative about these life stories, and we're culminating them into a book this year, actually. And because my family's in the military, we're actually transferring this summer, and I've applied to 14 colleges all over the country, literally all four corners, Washington State, the UC schools, down to Virginia, and up to Michigan, UConn, William & Mary, Penn State. I got accepted into Penn State, actually. Yes, thank you. And my anticipated major is that I would like to major in journalism or communications, English, anything related to media or writing. Some more extracurricular activities that I do are like Art Honor Society or Expressive Arts Club, Stained Glass Club, anything art related. And I also run track winter and spring, and I've been doing that for a couple years now. That's about it. Does anyone have any questions?
How do you feel about UFOs?
I mean, I think
Scientific.
it depends on them. If, you know, we haven't identified them, they could be all kinds of different things, you know? Yeah.
Are you applying to all different corners to figure out where your family's going to be placed to then be
Yeah.
located near them?
Yes, so in January, my dad's going to get orders, and it could be basically anywhere. I mean, it could be Bahrain, for all we know, or It could also be Cuba, actually. So I decided, since I'm military, I get in-state tuition anywhere. So on the off chance that he gets sent somewhere super far, I might as well have applied to a school there so I can stick with my family.
Right. Good job.
Thank you.
Any other questions over here?
Wow.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Liu and I've grown up in Mashpee my whole life. Thank you guys so much for having me today. A little bit about me. I grew up in Mashpee with my mom and my dad and my older brother Ethan, who graduated from Mashpee 2 years ago. He's at University of Connecticut now. He's majoring in mechanical engineering, and I will probably be going down a similar path, probably engineering or mathematics or computer science, something math related. At school, I'm involved with the Math Honor Society and the Technical Honor Society. I'm the president for both of those. And like Melania said, I'm part of the Who We Are Immigration Project as well. I'm a writer for her. Also, I work at my parents' restaurant, The Great Wall in Mashpee. I help out there with my brother. And I'm also a dancer at Falmouth Dance Academy. We compete all around New England, and also in the summer we go to nationals and worlds. This past summer we went to Hershey Park and we actually won our nationals, so that was a fun experience. Some of my top schools right now are Northeastern, Stony Brook, Boston College, Vassar, and Yale. And I want to thank Miss Ket for all her help.
Oh, thanks, hon. Appreciate it.
The college experience or the application process, and yeah. If you guys have any questions, please let me know.
Senior project, what are you doing?
So I do not have a senior project because I am not in a senior seminar class, but want me
to explain what happened? So because Lindsay and a couple other students take so many advanced placement courses, they're known as singletons. So they only fall at a certain time in the schedule. So a senior seminar didn't fit into her schedule. So she had to do an online program for that requirement because we didn't want her to lose, I think you're in 6 AP class, is it 6? 5 AP classes, and she's taking a Harvard extension course on her own for dual enrollment. So she researched it, we checked it out, she was able to take this Harvard course online, and that's what she's doing. That is like technically a senior project for you. But overall, it was because her schedule was so busy, and she's already so actively involved, like a number of the students as well. So that's why she doesn't have that project. It just didn't fit in her schedule. So sometimes that happens, and we lean more towards making sure that they're getting those advanced placement and more challenging courses. Although senior seminar and school to career is wonderful, we want all students to experience it. She's experiencing it through different channels than other students. All right.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hannah Rogers. I'm a senior at Mashpee High School, and thank you so much for having us here today. A little bit about me. I've grown up in Mashpee my whole life and attended Mashpee School since kindergarten. I live with my mom and dad and my younger brother Colby, who's a freshman. I play tennis, and I'm a cheerleader. I'm captain of the tennis team. Next year, I plan on attending a college or a university with a biology major on a pre-med track. I hope to be a pediatrician one day. Some of the schools that I've applied to, my favorites are BC, BU, UConn, Stonehill, and UNH. One of the main things that has contributed to my kind of desire and inspiration to pursue pediatrics is working for the Mashpee Recreation Department as a camp counselor in the summertime. So I love working with kids, so that's really helped me decide what I want to do in the future. Some of the extracurricular activities I'm involved in is I co-founded and I'm the co-president of the Red Cross Youth Club, and I'm also the president of the Human Rights Club and the School-Wide Student Council, and I am class secretary. And my school to career internship is at Casey Coombs, working in the substantially separate special education classrooms. just getting experience working with kids who have different behavioral and developmental needs, because I think that will help me in my future career as a pediatrician. Yeah, any questions? Yes.
She takes it all in stride too. Every day, smile on her face. Life is
What do
good.
you do when you're not involved with all those things?
Mostly sleep.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Any other questions?
Would she like to be secretary of the men's club?
I got here early and I heard that the men's club is looking for a secretary.
You send me an email. I'll check it out.
Yeah, she'll check it out if you need her to. It's so funny.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Grace Dion. Thank you so much for having me and providing me with this opportunity. I have lived in Mashpee for most of my life. I moved here when I was 7 years old from the Florida Keys. I have attended Mashpee School since 4th grade. And a little bit about my background, I live with my mom and my sister. My sister graduated from UMass Amherst in 2022, and my mom is a nurse at Cape Cod Hospital, and she also owns her own medical aesthetics business. I work as a babysitter on the weekends, and I have applied, my top schools that I've applied to are Boston University, Boston College, Tufts University, Northeastern, and Quinnipiac. My anticipated major is biology or biochemistry with a pre-medical track. I hope to become an obstetric gynecologist. Some of my extracurricular activities are the Red Cross Youth Club, HOSA, which stands for Health Occupation Students of America. I'm also involved in the Human Rights Club as well as the Immigration Project. I am one of Melania's lead interviewers. I've been a part of the Immigration Project since freshman year. I'm a first-generation immigrant. My mom and sister immigrated here from Armenia, so my family was interviewed in freshman year. Some other activities that I'm involved with outside of school is my church youth group. It is called the ACYOA, which stands for Armenian Church Youth Organization of America. We're involved in many different activities, such as making sandwiches to donate to the homeless shelter, raising money for the wounded soldiers in Armenia. And I am not in a senior seminar class, so I also don't have a senior project, but I'm in a school to career class, so I hope to have an internship at the Falmouth Hospital. And thank you for having me. Good morning. My name is Emily Doolin. Thank you for having me. And a little bit about myself is that I've lived in Mashpee for my entire life. I live with my dad and my sister. And my sister graduated from Mashpee last year. Ms. Kett mentioned this a little bit earlier, but she attends Holy Cross on a full ride, which I'm really proud of her for doing that. I am, as Ms. Kett already shared, my future plans include attending Boston College next fall on a full scholarship, which I'm very excited about. My anticipated major is biology on a pre-med track. I hope to pursue a career in the medical field, hopefully in oncology. I have that interest because my mom was diagnosed cancer at a young age, so I've always known about it my whole life, and I've always just thought that there should be more people working on it, so that's why I have an interest in pursuing oncology. A few of my extracurricular activities at school include some things that some people have mentioned already, like the Red Cross Youth Club, Health Occupation Students of America. I'm also part of Melania's senior project, the Immigration Project. I'm one of the writers. I'm also the president of Key Club, in which I've done a senior project known as the Thirst Project, which is dedicated to raising wells to end the global water crisis in America. Raising money to build wells in Africa. And we completed a walk for water actually just last month, which had a great success. We raised over $1,000 in order to contribute to building a well, which is really amazing.
I also am hoping to start an internship at Falmouth Hospital, just like Grace had mentioned, because I'm in a school to career class, so I hope to start that soon. And yeah, I think that's all. Thank you so much.
So just on a side note, 25,500 students applied for Questbridge and 2,627 actually were matched. And she was one of the 2,627 in the nation to get
Wow.
matched. So it's a really difficult, difficult process to go through. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of keeping up with deadlines and timelines. And then to be able to stay on top of that, as well as then learn that you're a finalist and then learn if you get it. So this is fresh news to her. She just got this yesterday at like what, 3?
Yeah, like 3:30
3:30.
yesterday.
So we're so excited for her. So it is exciting, but when you think about the number of students who apply, it really is wonderful that we have at least a student at Mashpee who does qualify and ended up receiving the scholarship. So huge congratulations to her.
Thank you.
And some of you are tennis players, aren't you? You lifted up the tennis team. Aren't some of you tennis players? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone play tennis? Or is it a pickleball crowd? Do we have a pickleball crowd here?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if they play pickleball. I know they play tennis.
Yeah, so I'm open to any questions, but if not, thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Aisha Shafi, and I just want to thank you guys for having me today. I think it's an honor to be here in front of you guys. And I just want to say that I've been living in Mashpee my entire life. My parents immigrated here in 2001, and my sister and I are like the only kids that were born in the U.S. So this is like a whole new experience for my parents as well, being here and having their kids grow up in a different society than their own. I have 3 older siblings. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. The 2 brothers were born in Pakistan, but then they like had their education here, and one graduated from UMass Dartmouth, the other graduated from Bryant University, and my sister is currently attending UMass Dartmouth. And I work at Cape Cod Coffee. I'm a busser, and hopefully you'll see me if you guys go there. Because I feel like a lot of people do go to Cape Cod Coffee, especially on the weekend. So if you guys want to see me, say hi. I've currently applied to, I think, 10 of my schools. I've applied to UMass Amherst, Boston, and Lowell. And then I have applied to Tufts, Wellesley, Barnard College. Can't really think about the rest. I'm kind of like blanking right now, but my top choice is Wellesley College. It's in Wellesley, Mass, and I really like the location of it, the distance it is from the city, as well as the distance from home. But if I get into Stanford, you'll see me in Cali as a Cali girl. My anticipated major, I'm thinking about double majoring, having civil engineering be like my major, like when I get there, and then having a political science degree to assist me in becoming a lawyer, specifically becoming an immigration lawyer in the future, because I understand how, like, when immigrants come here, what they are going through, and, you know, money is probably an issue if you're immigrating to the United States. So I want to be a pro bono immigration lawyer so that they can have all their services for free. The extracurriculars that I'm like a part of, they all are based on the social justice kind of aspect. So I'm part of the Human Rights Club, and I am a student representative for the Barnstable Human Rights Advisory Commission. I'm also a part of the Mashpee Inclusion and Diversity Committee as a student representative, so I can talk about things that occur within the school and talk about community issues that happen, you know, relating about different like things that have been written on our walls or things like this, and addressing them for the community as a whole. Other things that I'm a part of, as Ms. Kit said earlier, I am class president, so I do handle different things. Currently, I'm working on a ski trip for my class, and hopefully we will get that approved on December 18th. That's a really big hope. You guys want to help us out? That's you know.
We're looking for chaperones.
Chaperones, if anyone is interested, please let me know. Chaperones, all are welcome, so please let me know. Other things I'm a part of are all the honor societies. I'm the president of History Honor Society and the vice president of regular just honor society. And I have a senior project this year. It's peer leaders, and that is when I go into 7th grade classes as like little workshops and training them on biases and bullying. Because when you first come into the Mashpee Middle-High School, obviously it's a middle high school and you have to deal with high schoolers. So we want to make sure that if any student is dealing with any kind of like issue with bullying, that they are able to address it, obviously, in teaching other students how they can help others instead of being a bystander. But that's a little bit about me. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a comment. If you're gonna do pro bono work, how are you gonna live?
Yeah, so basically, that's why I'm doing civil engineering as like a major, so I can work up to that, and obviously I'll have like a regular law job. I want to become like a lawyer for like a engineering company, and then when I'm done with that work, when I have enough money saved up, I want to do pro bono because I think it's really important to help people in our community.
I don't know, several of you are in the immigration class or whatever. My granddaughter Lara was here a couple of years ago and met with that class. I just wondered if you remembered her. She's working now for the UN.
I do remember her. Yeah, she's actually the one that inspired me to really go into the social justice aspect. I remember she came in.
She can do that.
Oh, that's wonderful. What
Yeah.
a connection.
Yeah. But is there any other questions for me?
What kind of engineering are you thinking about going
I'm-
into and why?
I wanted to go into civil engineering because I was talking to a lot of teachers, especially my math teachers, because I'm really passionate in mathematics. And they were all like, well, you're really good at math, so why don't you think about different majors that you could have with like math? And they said engineering, and I was really passionate about engineering before, but they were like, why don't you have civil engineering? Because you would still be continuing helping other people, especially with infrastructure and what has been happening, you know, with fixing our bridges and like road work and how it can impact people's lives.
I just mentioned to you that the firm of where I was a partner when I was actually working, our attorneys for the American Society of Civil Engineers. So you can call on them if you need help.
I would love to talk to you after this. You know, maybe get the contact.
We can share a pizza.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
You sit next to Berkeley for pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
That's good.
But is there any other questions or comments? All right. Thank you so much.
So Aisha's been the class president for 4 years straight, which is wonderful, because sometimes there's a lot of competition, but she's held it down. She's very passionate, can you tell? And advocacy is her thing, which is fantastic.
Lindsay, I just wanted to introduce
Yes.
David Thompson.
There you go.
There you go. He may want to say a few words.
A few words. Yes, so
The
thank you very
acting superintendent
Yeah, the
of
interim
schools.
superintendent of the Mashpee Middle-High Schools. This is my first men's lunch, so thank you for hosting this. And you can see what kind of students we have in the Mashpee Public Schools. So we're all very proud of them, and we're thankful for you for recognizing them and their accomplishments. So thank you. Oh, this young lady?
You know, I was told I wasn't gonna have to speak.
Oh,
I feel like I was lied to.
Right.
So I'm Bonnie Brady. I'm
we
Bonnie
doing?
Brady. I am the new principal at Mashpee Middle-High School. I have been in education for 22 years. I was born and raised in Brockton. I was with Brockton Public Schools for 22 years. And back in 2020, it's always been my dream to live on the Cape. So back in 2021, I bought a condo in Onset. And the commute started to get a little rough, and I started to look, and I have been watching the Mashpee Middle-High School principal position for 4 years. So I finally applied, and here I am. And so one of the most amazing things that I've experienced here at Mashpee is the welcoming community. One of my first experiences before I even started was coming to the Southport Possibility Scholarship dinner. And so I got to meet a bunch of the kids who graduated last year. And right off the bat, I was like, wow, you know, the community comes together and really supports the kids. So I'm not surprised that there is a luncheon to support our seniors, but the kids at Mashpee Middle-High School are pretty amazing. You know, this is just 10 students of a school of over 600. And I feel like we could invite all 600 and you could hear similar stories to the stories here. But I'm just so incredibly impressed with each and every one of these kids. You know, Aisha, I was hired in February. I already had an email from Aisha in March about the t-shirts for the senior class. I mean, so Aisha does not mess around. But everybody here is just so incredibly impressive. The kids I'm super proud of, but I'm just really thankful for the community in Mashpee for what they do for our schools and for our students. So thank you for having us here today.
Do you have any questions for students want to give a shout out to a teacher who's impacted you or a program or anybody?
You.
Oh, thanks, yes. Thanks so much. I'm so grateful. I'm sure there's plenty more. There's plenty more. We are very lucky at Mashpee. We have a very, even though there has been turnover in the leadership, the teaching staff has been there for a while. So we are a connected group who really are just invested in the students. And again, with Bonnie's leadership, it's really just going to take us to that next level, and that culture of kindness and allowing creativity to blossom in a kind environment is really what we're looking for, so that we can come out and do things like this, like we do every year. And so that the students do have the ability to access the very best education, to have them get off Cape and then hopefully come back to the Cape if they choose to work. I was working with a student this morning, encouraging the student, he was thinking about going into education, and encouraging him to come back to Mashpee. You know, that's really important for us to keep that kind of cycle going, to make sure that we have students who are interested in education coming back, or even just in the community, to keep this community thriving, because it is a beautiful community, Mashpee, and we're grateful to be here today. Any questions for us? Yes.
Just a comment, my wife's a retired high school teacher in a small community, and AP was, she'd come in early in the morning and teach the classes. I'm impressed with the breadth of AP and the other activities, well beyond what we saw in our careers.
Yes, we're very blessed. We have 15 advanced placement classes.
That's amazing.
We also have in all different subject areas. We also have a number of students who do dual enrollment through Cape Cod Community College. So we have a few students who are graduating early. One of our students who was slated to graduate with the class of 2026 actually started taking dual enrollment classes, will graduate this year, a year early, and has already been accepted into a college of his choice. So we are open to those options. Some districts are not, but for us, our partnership with Cape Cod Community College is really thriving, and it benefits a lot of our students, and it lets them see that they can be successful in sometimes maybe not the traditional school setting, but definitely challenging themselves in dual enrollment courses where they might not have gone off to school. But if they can try it in a safe environment, a lot of the courses are, some are at the college, some are online though, and some are hybrid. So since COVID, there's been a real push for more virtual classes, which is allowing our students to tap into those dual enrollment courses, which is exciting.
How big is the senior class?
The senior class has approximately 104 students in it. So we have about 104, and on average, we have about 100 students in each class. So for, class of 2025, 26, 27, we average about that. So it's nice size. A lot of them grow up together. They start down at KCC together. I always talk about one road. They stay on Old Barnstable. They just go up and down Old Barnstable in the yellow bus. No, I'm kidding. But they go from, a lot of them will go from KCC to Quashnet and then off to Mashpee Middle. And that's their world in which they know their education. So the opportunities that a lot of our clubs provide, or even the athletics, our student athletes, to get the students up in OTB, I like to say, over the bridge, and let them experience things. It's really wonderful, or even just partnering with other schools. So that helps kind of broaden and get them out of Mashpee and connect with other Red Cross groups, connect with other student councils. We have things called like the Hope Squad. The Hope Squad is something that's throughout the Cape. It's really suicide awareness and prevention. And what happens is there's one that's operating in every high school on the Cape, and they come together in the springtime and they do a huge walk for suicide prevention. So it brings a lot of students together, the Key Club, Human Rights. There's a lot of opportunity for Cape students to connect with each other from P-Town all the way up to Bourne, which is wonderful. And then to get them up over the bridge is great too.
What's the breakdown in students going into various different fields, whether it's college or military or trades?
Yep, excellent question. So we usually average about 83% to 85% of the students going off to college, either a 4-year or 2-year degree. Typically about 60% go off to 4-year. And then we have students, military, we usually average about 1 or 2 students a year who directly enlist. We do have some students who will go off to college and then decide to maybe start thinking about the military. This year, though, we have about 2 students who are interested in the Coast Guard, and we actually 4. We have 1 interested in Air Force, 1 who's already locked in, 1 who's already locked into the Coast Guard, and we have 2 others who are deciding if they're going to go Coast Guard or not. And then we have some students who do, they call it a gap year. I don't know if you've heard that trendy term. Gap year is something where students can go, they take a year before they go off to college to determine what they would really want to do. So they may travel, they may do an internship, like City Year is a big gap year program. There's also a program called Verdo, which is locally on Cape, and that's a program that allows students to travel, and if it's connected with a college that this program Verdo is connected with, they can actually accumulate college credits through their travels. So gap year programming has become popular over the years. A new big thing too, and you've probably heard though, Cape Cod Community College is going free college next year, which is fantastic. So a lot of our students are thinking financially savvy. Should I start there? And if you start there with no degree or anything yet, you can go for free and you go into a degree program. And if you stay for 2 years, you could go free for 2 years, and then you can always transfer out through the Mass Transfer program, it's called. Mass Transfer is a partnership with Cape Cod Community College and all our public universities. So when a student successfully completes 2 years at Cape Cod Community, they can transfer to whatever public university they decided to attend and apply to, and all their credits go with them. And then they start as a junior and they graduate with that college degree, whether it's UMass Amherst, Fitchburg, Framingham, Westfield, Worcester State. There's a number of them. There's also something called the Commonwealth Commitment. I don't know if you've heard of that. The Commonwealth Commitment, if a student starts at Cape Cod Community College, and say I started there in the fall 2025, and I said, you know what, I really want to be at UMass Amherst in 2 years because I'm going to do mass transfer. And if I locked into that, they freeze tuition from 2025. And even if I'm going to go in 2027, I would pay 2025 tuition. That's called the Commonwealth Commitment. So Massachusetts has done a great deal with our public education to encourage students to start locally, start for free, save some money, and then go off. Some of the colleges are also giving out some wonderful scholarships, and then we're blessed as a Mashpee community. The community is just so generous, and we are grateful at Mashpee Middle-High School for your generosity to support our students. Every year, we look at the final tally of scholarships at our local and Mashpee Community Night. So that's in May. We have the Mashpee Foundation and Trust and the local community scholarships. And the community gives out a wonderful amount of money, like the Southport scholarship and having the dinner and supporting so many students. Without that, a lot of our students couldn't go off. So we're so blessed and grateful. Thank you, Mashpee community. I'm doing a shout out to the TV right now. Appreciate you. Keep supporting our young students. We appreciate it. Any other questions?
When were you appointed spokesperson?
I don't know. I just kind of landed in this role, so I gotta prime someone to do it when I'm sitting on the beach somewhere in the Caribbean
We're
in a
not
few
letting her
years.
retire yet.
In a few years. All right, no other questions?
You mentioned virtual education.
Yes.
I'd be interested in hearing from some of these kids what it must have been like back when you were in maybe 8th grade or so, as we went into the COVID years
Right.
and so forth.
That's a great question.
What was virtual education like for you then?
So when March 2020 hit, were you 8th grade? 7th grade. And so then their 8th grade year was hybrid, right? So in 7th grade, March 2020, it all shut down. We were home. So you all did virtual at that time. And then in 8th grade, some did maybe virtual, some did hybrid. Because in Mashpee, some families were able to choose if they wanted to come in. Was it every other day? every other week, or they could just fully be online virtual? All right, that's a great question. You guys want to talk about it? There you go, honey. Thank you.
It was different for me because I went to a different school. In 7th grade, I was in Highlands, New Jersey. Then in 8th grade, I was in Lower Cape May, New Jersey. And then in 9th grade, I came here. And so all three of those schools had different policies.
Right.
And so for me in 8th grade, it was every other day instead of every other week.
Okay.
And the school was split. It was a massive school, so we were split up into 4 groups. And it was so weird because I only spent that 1 year at the school, so I only met 1/4 of the kids in the whole school, and it was mostly online. And there were a lot of kids that it was fully online for them, so I just never met them. I just saw their name on the screen. I didn't actually know who they were.
Yeah.
And that was it.
What an experience. Unbelievable. How about anybody else? What was your experience? No one?
All right, I'll take it.
I don't have much to say, but it was definitely like, it was pretty good. I think our school did a great job of like handling it because you had the option if you wanted to be in person or online, whatever you were like more comfortable about. And I think like Zoom and stuff, we did a pretty good job at like handling that, and teachers were good at like responding to emails. So I think our school, shout out to our school, did a pretty good job
Thanks, Michael.
a pretty good job at handling the situation and made us feel as like included as we could in our community. So.
What about the social aspect of being online?
There was like a year missed of like social activities and everyone was just online. But I liked the fact that we were able to go into school if we wanted to. So when people started to get more comfortable and like things started to like cool down, everyone was back in school and you got to see everyone again. So I thought that was pretty nice.
Did you want to say something, Grace?
The difference between online school at the end of 7th grade and 8th grade was really big because at the end of 7th grade when we went online, it was only an online course called Edgenuity. So we didn't have any Zoom classes. We would just wake up and log onto our computer and do Edgenuity. We never did any Zoom, but during 8th grade, that's when the Zoom classes started. But it was like, you went, because I personally wasn't really involved in any clubs in 7th grade, even when we were in school. And then 8th grade, because half the year I was at home, we also didn't really have many opportunities to be a part of extracurricular activities. And I didn't do any sports in 8th grade because of that as well. And it was such a drastic difference going from staying at home half the year in 8th grade and then freshman year when we were back in school, we were provided with all these opportunities to enter clubs and sports, and it was just like, it was a blessing to be able to at least have our 4 years of high school be in person rather than some of the other classes who had to spend their senior year online.
So you'd rather it never happened again?
Yes.
Yeah.
We all would. I mean, naturally at that stage that they were at, when you think adolescence, that's at that point in life, you want to be with your friends and you start, seeking out your independence and you start moving away a little bit from your family. But for them, it was like going in the opposite direction. They weren't able to do that. So having the ability to just even see each other on the little Zoom screen. Thankfully, we're a one-to-one district with Chromebooks, so all students had access to computers, and we made sure within the district that all students had access. But overall, time together is so important. And I know nowadays a lot of times I'll look over or I'll look outside my office and sometimes students will be sitting together, but they might be checking their phone or something, but they're still together. There's something about just the energy of being together that's important. You probably see it when you go out to restaurants. You look around and the whole table's on their cell phones. It's like they're out to dinner together though. Why aren't they talking? But they eventually do. And for them to not be able to be together, students, that's really hard. And it goes against that skill development. So as a counselor in my world, we see that. Not as much with this grade level because thankfully they were starting to get 7th, 8th, 9th, but the younger ones coming up, you see some of those skill deficits just because they miss that important time of when you'd share with each other when you're at recess, or some of those skills. So it's making up for time, but thankfully in Mashpee, we tried to get them back as quickly as we could together. It's important, I think, to be together. So.
Did you want to say something, Hannah?
I just wanted to add on quickly to what Grace said, and this also goes back to the community aspect of living in Mashpee. Of course, during 7th and 8th grade, when we were at home and on Zoom or on Edgenuity, it was lonely at sometimes, I will say. But thank God that we had phones and computers and stuff, because I'm sure most of you can all relate. I was FaceTiming my friends every day. Like, we were going through the work together, and then even our freshman year, we kind of all jumped back in, and it's like, I feel like it's like we never really were separated, I guess, because once we got back fully in the classroom and everyone was there, even though we had masks on, it didn't really feel any different. We still had that connection, and I don't know if it was because maybe we were a little bit older than some of the younger kids, but we kind of just jumped in and realized the importance of community and like talking to your classmates, and yeah. So we're a pretty strong community, I will say.
Yeah, nice job, Hannah. Way to end it.
Thank you. Just briefly, thank you all for coming and talking with us. What we're going to do now is adjourn to Wicked Pizza. There are tables for 4, which is a little different from prior years, although none of you is a repeat, so this is a new experience for us. Please, if you would sit at least 1 and not more than 2 at the tables, then these folks will join you. The pizzas, a variety of pizzas will be lined up on the bar, and take some for current eating. And then there's a big tub of Caesar salad for those who would prefer that as part of. They will then replace or bring out other pizzas for seconds and so forth. So we're going to have plenty of pizza, but
Sounds good.
it's not all going to be there when we go in. So that's it, and we can adjourn now. And
I'd like to say something. I believe in behalf of the men's club, Mashpee Men's Club, I would like to thank all of you. I think we're extremely impressed by your previous accomplishments, your existing accomplishments, and your prior wishes and goals. You're outstanding. We appreciate seeing our future leaders, and you are our future leaders. And I'm glad to see that there are some folks here that are going into the medical profession. We need more doctors, definitely. But I thank you again for the men's club. We appreciate you, and you're all wonderful. Thank you.